Yeah, that's fine.
Be back like cooked crack.
Does it show the top?
Shows black. So, yeah, so
Showing black.
screen's black right now. There we go. Randy's all grayed out right now, so you can't see Randy. I look like I'm a pitcher, and now DJ does too. Randy is almost back. Over a little. What's going on, guys? We are almost back up and running. Having a little technical difficulties here, but we working through it. New setup. Thank you guys for being patient. You look at yourself.
Nah, I was looking at the comments.
Oh,
Back like cooked crack. You said back like.
like we left the car keys. That is good.
Big back.
Oh man, that is good. Can you hear us?
I can see.
Can you see that? Like it looks like on for me
Frozen.
and DJ's frozen. Okay. They can hear us loud and clear.
Huh?
They can hear us. So we gonna have the tech work on the video and everything. First of all, shout outs to Dan and Heather for letting us crash their crib and do this episode here.
1000%.
Shout outs to Design Me, aka Jeremy, for coming through and helping us get this whole thing rocking and rolling. As you guys see, the new design, the new setup, we're getting there. And that's all because of you guys. So thank you guys so much for tuning in every month and helping this whole team kind of get there. We appreciate y'all. Hold it down, POP.
YouTube screen names.
All the old
We
YouTube.
respect that.
Who's got the best one?
Yeah.
Gotta be Ted.
Gotta be Ted.
Gotta be Ted.
Gotta be Ted. I mean,
This man want to party like a rock
he
star.
made it when we was wearing chains hanging from the wallet to the
Studded
belt.
belts.
You know what I'm saying?
He definitely. You think Ted had a nameplate?
Yo, that's the
nameplate belt?
truth. Yeah, that's the truth.
What do you think he put on his nameplate belt?
Rockstar, bro. I'm telling, like, if the proof is right, he probably had it graffitied on some Timberlands and all that. He probably did. He had to have.
He had the
He had
the
all
graffiti
that.
butters.
I'm telling you. I don't even know Ted at that time, but I know he had it on.
Oh man, that's funny.
I know he had that shit on. No, my
Nah,
dog.
you can't blame Dan for this one. Dan has just been super humble in helping us get this rolling.
Like cooked crack.
Yeah.
Yeah, just spell it again.
Yeah. What you gotta do, King?
So what were we talking about before?
We were talking about Texas,
Oh, yeah.
wrapping up Texas being reopened, and other states, wanting to go there and party and do things.
Fuck that.
Mississippi there too, to be honest.
Mississippi's right there too.
Yeah.
I think they're also ready to open too, man.
Yeah.
So we will see.
Then about a week. About a week.
Yeah,
So
man.
that means if all
And
those
Nike
states
also.
are opening up, New York is gonna be valid by like November. So we good.
We lit for Thanksgiving then.
Yeah.
Hopefully, but
Why we lit for the cold season?
if these certain states are going
At least give me summer.
boost the numbers,
Yo, just give me
Least
my
it's
shot, and I'm doing a dash.
listen, if all these states gonna boost these numbers, hopefully not, but you never know. You never know.
We'll see. We'll
Man.
see.
That led right into hot numbers. We talking about hot numbers, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Talking about hot seat.
Period.
Talking about the absolute hot
But they
seat
still gonna
of
love
the
them.
moment.
They still gonna love them. It's that name behind
New York State Governor, Mr. Sticky Fingers. Put your hands where it don't belong. Let me kiss you on your face, Cuomo. What a weirdo.
it. He's not.
Look, we've been on this podcast to praise him at times.
Yeah.
So rightfully so, he's also got to die when he has to die.
Yep.
Rightfully so, we got to be able to say you got to respect boundaries, you got to respect people's wishes. And from everything that he has said, it sounds like he is remorseful, but the fact that it happened and it happened in that way, it's kind of creepy.
It's very creepy.
Yo, that generation.
Very creepy.
Like, I'm not trying to, like, it's just that generation, if you think about it, like, that age group of people, there's always going to be something. You got Biden, you got Trump. I mean, he's not the same age as them, but it's still within,
Yep.
that age group.
Yep.
They did some whack shit back then. And now
And it's catching up to them.
Yeah,
It's catching up to them.
It's catching up.
Rightfully so.
Definitely.
It's catching.
He snapped.
Why so long to come out? This happened in 2019.
Because you think about it, everyone's glorifying him. You know what I'm saying? They're glorifying this.
And he's also up for re-election.
Yeah, they're glorifying him. They're saying he did what Trump should have did.
He stood tall last year, man.
Yeah,
He
but
stood tall.
he stood tall, boosting them numbers too, man,
Yeah.
and killing a lot of people that should have never died, especially in old
In the group in the senior homes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. But when other states are looking at you, other governors were looking at Cuomo while he was making these decisions. It's not looking at Trump while he was the president.
It's because there was no shadiness behind it. You know what I'm saying? No one knew about the shadiness.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
for sure.
Yeah.
For
I
sure.
honestly, I don't think it's being talked about enough.
It's not.
It's not.
It's not.
It's not. And it's I want to say it's just simply because nobody knows the real of what's going on.
Yeah.
I wouldn't
It's
say
not much information.
you don't think it has to do with the fact that he's a Democrat?
A ton.
Because if it was a Republican, I'm not a Democrat or a Republican, but if it was a
Would be
Republican,
crucified.
then he would have got crucified.
Absolutely, he would have been
100%
crucified.
crucified.
Yeah, that's
We know who controls the media.
Yeah, for sure.
We know
For
who
sure.
controls the media. We've seen who controls the media for the last how many years with Trump in the office.
Mhm.
All right, so that's he is a weirdo. We hope that we get some kind of real answers out of this
Mhm.
instead of a glossed over apology like he did this afternoon.
Mhm.
Congratulations, you apologize to the young lady, but you also need to let the general public know, the people that voted for you, the people that potentially could be voting for you again this year.
His supporters. So
They
yes,
say
tons.
people aren't perfect. Humans aren't perfect. But when you're in a role like that, you need to set the example.
Oh, 100%.
You know what I'm saying?
You need to lead by
There's
the
these little
example.
kids who are probably going to New York City public schools looking up to Governor Cuomo like he's a god.
Mhm.
Like he's the man they want to look up to. And he goes and does something like that. Just like it blemishes not only his record, but
Those
what the
kids'
future
minds.
generation looked up to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just sad because it almost feels like, just how you're saying this, swept under the rug. It almost feels like more young ladies are going to have to come out with allegations for it to be taken serious.
What is it?
You know what I mean?
It's up to 2 or 3 right
Yeah,
now.
it's like 2, but it's sad.
Bad
'cause-
time, and that's why.
Yeah, it just feels like it's going to have to go, the number's going to have to go up. Because kind of remember how, like, listen, pretty much bad example, but Bill Cosby.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? How many ladies had to come forward for it to be like, oh, we need to really look
we
into
need to
this.
look into
You know what I
this.
mean? And that's where it kind of feels like now.
I just think one time is too many. You know what I'm saying?
1,000%.
Absolutely.
Anyone could bring up allegations, but when it's
But that's the
multiple,
problem.
That's where it's like.
But that's
Yeah.
the problem, though. You can also create these things into not that picture. We've all seen the picture. That picture is super
Mhm.
cringe,
Mm-hmm.
super, and for her friend to be able to capture that moment, the guy looks like a super predator in that
100%.
situation.
100%.
All right,
100%.
he looks
Using
like
his power.
the Joker, getting ready to tell you about his scars.
Using his power. And
Abuse of power, and certain conversations that he's had in the past with assistants and people below him was not the right for the workplace.
Mhm.
All right, look, man, I would have been fired already.
Oh,
I don't think that how anybody would have did an extensive check on that. My position, I'm pretty sure any of you guys in your positions at work, you would have been fired already.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that how we, as a culture, as Americans, we need to be more serious about these things, and we cannot lose focus because we have sisters, we have moms, grandmothers, and it could have been any of them.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you got brothers and dads too, man. You don't-
Absolutely.
Yep.
Oh
you
yeah,
don't put
absolutely,
that-
absolutely. But the American people, we love our women, we love our mothers more than anything in the world that
Mhm.
lies us.
100%.
So when we view this country, for a lot of us, it's the Titanic thing, man. Women and children first.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 100%.
I think women got it bad though.
They have it horrible.
Oh, they
You know what
do.
I'm saying? They got it real bad.
They have it horrible. Look, they're in a position that if they say something, who's going to believe me? I don't have anything to prove this.
Mm-hmm.
Who's going to believe me? And it should never be that way.
Mm-hmm.
But on the flip side, though, there's also been situations where other women are holding back their own because they have allegations out there that's also not true.
Mm-hmm.
So they also put other women in a lot of danger.
But it shouldn't be to the point where we need 10 women to come across.
Should
to believe
never
it.
be.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
All the false accusations, whatever the case may be, leave that to the side. 10 women should have to come up and say, oh, this happened 2 years ago. This happened 9 months ago. Once the first woman comes out, once we get pictures, you know what I mean? We need to start asking questions.
Yeah.
And a little press conference isn't going to be able to answer the
No,
question.
A
Little
20
afternoon
minute,
press.
yeah, 20
They
minute
need a
press conference.
strategic plan on how they're gonna tackle it. That's all it is.
Yeah, I
That's
agree.
all it is.
All right. So Cuomo, we look forward to hear more about that topic. You know, in today's press conference, he said he's got some more stuff coming out, so I look forward to it. Can't wait for that. At the end of the day, man, I just hope that the young lady gets peace and justice for what did happen, if it did happen.
Mm-hmm.
This is not something that if it did happen, we should gloss over and leave. If it does happen and we find out it did happen, he shouldn't be in office.
At all. At all.
All right. Talking about hot water, seems like it's a hot water theme today. DJ, 6ix9ine is back. Why is 6ix9ine back in every single thing? I thought we found a way around him.
Like we were talking about media, man.
Yeah.
The media. Whatever's spicy, whatever's popping, the media is going to attract it. They're going to flock to it. Whatever draws drama, the media is going to flock to it. And they're just, right now, the media is playing a really big role in a dangerous game.
Yeah.
So,
They're killing people.
I mean, hey,
They're killing people.
people want to take what 6ix9ine is doing and try to bring that shit to the streets. Yo, I'm sorry. You're not going to woke up on one of my sons like that. It's not happening. It's not happening. And this recording, somebody's going to get clapped on camera. It's just how the world is. And people think that cameras are going to save them. It's not how it works. It's not how it works at all.
It sucks. That's what's on the tape.
This one man is going to get so many people killed. People don't even realize it. Shit's sad.
Yeah.
Listen, his own biological daughter is in trouble.
Nah, yeah.
That's the
sad.
crazy thing about it. Like, his own biological daughter is receiving threats.
Yeah.
And she has nothing to do with this man.
Nothing.
You know what I mean? His baby mother has nothing to do with this man. But because they're living a regular life, they don't have it for security 24/7. They're being threatened. They're seeing stuff. This guy is like,
Joey said he's the rap game's bad girl club.
listen, yo, just a little more dangerous though.
He's an instigator.
Yeah,
He's an instigator.
yeah.
He's,
man.
He's poking. He's looking for something.
He's looking to be relevant. And this Dirk is trying everything in his power to not give him that relevancy.
Listen, but he's crossing so many
lines.
He's an habitual line stepper, like literally.
But he knows what sells. We literally went from not hearing anything about him because we were hearing so much about Donald Trump to hearing nothing about Donald Trump now to hearing everything about 6ix9ine.
Because it's the media.
Yeah.
Now Donald Trump's not in the media. Now it's 6ix9ine's turn.
The
6ix9ine
next
is
thing.
getting his notoriety. Yeah.
Notoriety? Yeah, man.
So it's like,
So we DJ, talk about the double standards a little bit with the music industry with that.
we got to talk about Meek first in order to get into that double standard.
Okay. So that's, I mean, that's kind of ties into all too because he's also had beef with Meek's.
Yeah,
Meek
6ix9ine,
also.
man, he's wilding. That honestly, I'm not even gonna talk too much about 6ix9ine because I'm giving him clout.
Yeah, we try not to talk about him for many podcasts.
But if we're gonna talk about Meek, we gotta talk about him still.
Absolutely.
Because
They both duds.
yeah, I don't know how you people feel about Meek Mill. Meek Mill is in conversations at tables with real life billionaires. You know what I mean? The owner of the Sixers, Mike Rubin. The owner of the Patriots, Robert Kraft. You know what I mean?
Is he allowed to talk in those meetings?
I mean, he's at least there, so I don't know. You know
Nah,
what I
he's
mean?
definitely talking, man.
You know what I mean?
He was the
What's
face
he
of reform in
saying?
Philly. I mean, hey, he was
Yeah.
saying something. He was saying something.
So
because
for him to be in that halfway street, halfway but my business, it's like you at the same time you're in the middle, the same way. So the video of him with security and 6ix9ine security, it's like, what are y'all talking about? You know what I mean?
that shit reminds me of the high school girls who fight behind the auxiliary officers.
Yeah,
Like, come on.
like nothing's gonna happen here.
That's what I'm saying. We know Meek has already been arrested for a whole bunch of different things. He got arrested for riding his dirt bike. He's not taking a charge to fight some rainbow hair.
No,
No,
he's
he's not.
He's not taking a charge.
Okay.
But don't post it on your Instagram like if I spit on him. Like,
Nah,
We
you
know
know
you're
what I
not.
mean? It's equally not tough. You guys
Yeah.
are equally
it's
not
because
tough.
that's how the rap game is bringing it out. They're making it seem like you got to be tough on Instagram. That is not a fact.
Yeah,
That is not a fact.
100%.
Like,
So
shit just wild.
now music has changed, and one of the things that I've noticed with music is that Randy, you and I are more from a old school sound of music,
Mhm.
and DJ, you're on the cusp of both.
yeah.
For us, for the longest time, we did not respect these kids that was mumble rapping.
Yeah.
We wanted that street stuff.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We are back.
Yeah.
That street stuff is back 100%.
But we still acknowledge the other stuff. I'll still listen to a really good song because I think it's a really good song.
Yeah.
The beat's fire, the hook goes, the cadence is nice. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It's not when people are spitting their verses, it's not always, oh damn, he killed that. But it's still a quality song.
But here's my take on that to the double standard of that. We asked for it. They are literally now creating this in front of us. These kids are killing each other to make music.
Yeah, 100%.
This is something
No
we
funny. They not even killing each other to make music. They're dead ass rapping about their real life struggles.
they are.
They're rapping about what they're really going through, and people are like dancing in clubs, doing the woo walk and all that. Like that's cool, but y'all don't really like. People don't really know the understanding behind, like the meaning behind all of that. You just can't go out in public wilding out like that. People throwing up gang signs, like you don't.
But it's always been like that.
Yeah.
Remember when Crip Walking first came out? Everybody was Crip Walking.
Yo, but the thing is it's hot. The city
Yeah.
hasn't been this bad since the 70s. We talking about 77, like around the time when it was burning everything down. Like the city is really crazy right now. People are letting this music shit get to their heads, and people are not realizing that. They
And
might
it's-
be rappers right now. They might be rapping and woo walking and diddying and bunny hopping and doing all this wild shit. But I promise you, if you come across one of them, it's not going to be about no rap shit.
Yeah.
That's what people keep forgetting.
Yeah.
People keep
But
forgetting.
you also have the music industry created this monster.
Oh, 100%.
They saturated the market with everybody.
Mhm.
Put everybody in. I don't care if you have only one song. Get you in.
Mhm.
These young kids are seeing that,
Mhm.
and they're like, I need some of that money.
Yeah.
I need some of that money. How do I get there? That person that they may have heard may not be really even living that life, and they really might be. So
Mhm.
now they put everything together.
Mhm.
Now we're here. We're here where there are truly violence. King Vaughn,
Yeah.
Pop Smoke is going. These are guys that were on the cusp of doing something weird and beautiful at the same time in music that we really have not seen in a long time, and they're taken before their time.
Mhm.
It's because it just comes with that shit. It comes with that shit. You know what you're doing in life.
Yeah,
you
you
go
do.
sell drugs, you know you selling drugs. You go to the streets to be in the streets, you know you're gonna be in the street. You go to be a boxer, you go to the boxing gym, you know you're gonna be a boxer. That's what you want to do in life. So they know what they're doing. Like they know what they had, like the repercussions behind it. They grinded, they did what they did right before they popped. The streets caught up to them. It's like,
Absolutely.
feel me?
But it's
Like-
it's crazy because I think Jim Jones said it like 3-4 years ago. Like being a rapper is one of the most dangerous jobs in the world. You know what I mean? Because if your image is everything. If you this top notch gangster, you pop, you're not running around with security, and look what's gonna happen. You know what I mean? Look where that could get you. You looked at as inferior or soft if you're running around with security. But look what it's doing to these guys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Look what's happening to these people.
Look, man, it made 6ix9ine change his ways. He now runs around with security too.
He run around security because he knows what's up.
Yeah, he knows.
He has to. He has no other choice.
He literally has.
Somebody is gonna.
He has
somebody's
no
gonna,
other choice.
They're gonna boom him. Somebody gonna kill him.
But he lived that life. He lived that life of a gangster and a rapper at the same time.
Nah, he lived that. He lived that. I'm gonna be the face of it. Feel me? He might have called the hits on Chief, like try to call a hit on Chief, but he wasn't in there. It was cool to be. It was the people who was really in there. He was just the face of it. He was bringing in the money. It's like Dirk. Dirk ain't doing nothing. We know Dirk ain't doing nothing. Dirk is bringing in that money and he's making his young boys do it. So it's just a rap game. But the double standard thing, we got to get on the Meek Kobe. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand. Someone brought it to my attention. I understood why people were so mad at Meek. Because he's from Philly. You know what I'm saying? He's put on a pedestal. He does so much for Philly. And Kobe's from Philly. So he shouldn't, maybe he should have thought about it. But like we was talking about, we all listen to Pop Smoke. You know what I'm saying? He be disrespecting the dead ops. We all like Lil Durk back in blood. You feel me? Like, who's shiesty? Like, the double standard is so strong. Like, we could sit there, I could show someone a song, and they'll be all with it, and they'll say some shit like I'm pissing on someone's grave, and they're still rapping and living. But as soon as something like that happens, a face like Meek says something about Kobe, now it's a problem. So, like,
and it's only because Meek is looked at as like a cornball essentially now. You know what I mean? If it was a proper rapper or somebody at a different level, we would have overlooked it.
Nah, but look at Pooh Shiesty. Everyone's bopping Back in Blood. Everyone is fucking with that song. That song is really that song. Like, that's gonna be the song for the whole year. That song is just crazy. Everyone likes it. No one realized that he spoke like he's gonna send you to Kobe if you come to LA. Like, as soon as Meek say he a cornball, why? Because he's not out there. He's not with the guns and the chops and the like. How is that even a thing?
Yeah.
First of all, the line was whack though. By the way,
Not yet.
Yeah, it was
distasteful.
Yeah, not that even it was distasteful. It wasn't that. It wasn't a good. There wasn't no good wordplay in it. You know what I mean? It wasn't anything.
Like, I mean, I see the correlation. If you really try to break it down, like, he wanted to be great like Kobe. He wanted to be remembered.
Yeah.
But, like, if you just listening to the music and not breaking it down, you're going to be like, what the
That was trash.
Yes.
100%.
All right.
100%. Sorry, Meek. It's over.
Meek, your 15 minutes of fame seems to be up, my friend, because you were on a good roll for a little while when you came home.
He can just keep doing better. Good for the people, man. He's still doing a lot of stuff that we don't know off the rip. He's still doing.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
A lot of reform and stuff. He's taking care of a lot of.
Let him take care of that stuff.
You know what I mean?
His music might be declining, but he's on the up.
But let him take care of that stuff.
Yeah.
Look, man, you need different types of statues.
Oh, 100%.
You need different types of statue, and he might not be a rap statue, but he can be a community statue.
100%.
And I think, especially the young black people in Philly needs that.
100%.
All right. So Meek, your social justice, your reform, you keep pushing that. Maybe hold back on those type of lyrics. All right. But we don't also want to suppress freedom of speech, because you take that away from one person, and it's okay to take it away from one person. Everybody else is going to look to find different ways to take it from everybody else.
Yeah, I mean, we're already in a cancel culture.
We
So
are.
You know what I mean? That's the main
We
thing.
canceled this week. We canceled the Suits this week. Right?
It don't make no sense to me. They canceling everyone besides the man who, I know I ain't gonna speak about 6ix9ine, but we canceling everyone besides the man who's really out here doing dirt.
Yeah.
That's like, he's really out. He's putting his mans behind bars. He's rapping about free his mans. Like, that man needs to get taken out. Like, someone needs to do something. I'm not saying get killed. Feel me? We on stream. He just somebody to get arrested. You know what I'm saying? Someone need to take him away. Do something.
100%.
Because he's on some bad time.
But the business needs to cancel 6ix9ine. There should not be a way for him. I look. It is easy. We've seen Twitter take people's
you know what it
ability
is?
to tweet.
He's that figure of rebellion.
That's
People
okay.
like that because
Yeah.
he's the only one in the industry that's doing this, and everyone else hates it. So it's just It's just him being rebellion.
Yeah.
But we're canceling the wrong people. You know, this cancel culture is not the right movement.
Didn't they try to cancel J. Cole like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, and
Uh,
Kendrick?
They're not getting that. We won't allow that. All right, guys. NFL time.
Sports.
192 days till the season starts.
Hold up. Crash.
If you can restart it, cool. It should be good. All right. Sorry about that, guys. We got a little kicked off again, but we should be good, back up and running. All right.
So we're talking about NFL.
Mo, I'm gonna get there, Mo. I'm gonna get there. I don't disagree with you either.
Oh, you wildin', Mo. Come on,
NFL.
Mo.
Let's kick it off with J.J. Watt and his $23 million guarantee contract. He joins his old friend, D-Hop.
Mm-hmm.
Snap.
He gets a young team. He gets a hungry team. And he now gets a team that should be in the playoff picture right away.
Hey, I'm telling you right now, J.J. Watt wanted to win. That was not the place to go.
It's obvious now he didn't want to win. There's
That was
no
not
debating
the place to
He
go.
wants the money.
Debating it. Yeah,
You are in
he
the
did what he had
hardest
to
division
do.
in the NFL. Matthew Stafford just went to the Rams.
Mm-hmm.
You are facing, if Russell Wilson stays with Seattle, you are facing Russell Wilson. You're going to get a healthy 49ers team back. That man snapped.
Mm-hmm.
He did.
He should have went to play with his brothers in Pittsburgh. They probably had a better chance.
Listen, I've read online the Colts offered him about the same contract. Young and up and coming defense. You know what I mean?
He just fuck
Stay
with
in your
you.
division. You could play Houston twice a year. Okay. Cleveland, up and coming team. You could play next to or on the other side of Myles Garrett, who's an animal. You know what I mean? If I was a 31-year-old great pass rusher, I would want to play on the other side of a young great pass rusher. Because I don't want to be double teamed no more.
I don't.
You've been double teamed your whole
Your
career.
whole
Why
career,
you
man.
You know what I mean? Let's go somewhere where you're not gonna get double teamed anymore.
I don't think
Yes.
he'll get double teamed here, but JJ didn't put the same numbers that he usually puts up. Last year he had a decline year. He's getting older. So 2 years I think is a perfect amount of contract time. But for the reason why he left Houston to go to the Cardinals was not a good reason.
No, man. Now
They
we
just
got
don't have the right weapons
Now we
to
need
help
better
him win.
opportunity, man.
He's not the answer, and he
No.
was not the answer for the Cardinals.
He's not the dominant player he was. The Cardinals, obviously,
Look,
he needs a little more help.
even if he was the dominant figure that he is, that's not helping that team win.
No. They have a whole offensive line they have to fix.
MVP J.J. Watt is not helping that team win right now.
Nah. He went there for the contract. Maybe the next weather played a part. You know what I mean? You get older in your career. Who knows?
And Russ is lighting that fire underneath the Seattle organization. If they don't trade Russ, you know they're going to get pieces.
Yeah, 100%.
You got to face Pete
100%.
Carroll twice a year.
100%.
Come on.
Bad choice. Bad
And
choice.
a Russ that is now motivated if they
Oh.
do the right
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
Big motivated.
Oh, yeah.
Listen,
We know what Russ can do.
Listen,
Motivated.
Russ stays in Seattle and they bring him something to help the offensive line. I wouldn't be surprised if it's an MVP season for Russell Wilson. Because it's a lot of talking going on, a lot of back stuff.
He breaks my heart.
That's a tough division to sign to.
All right, let's stick with Russ. We got. I'm gonna do two. We're gonna bring two people in. We're gonna bring Russ and Dak in right now.
Okay. Okay.
Russ has a list of teams that he wants to play for.
Okay.
It just so happened the number one team he wants to play for is having a quarterback issue in the Dallas Cowboys.
Okay, so think about it like this. If you're Jerry Jones,
I am calling Russell Wilson.
but what can you really offer Seattle?
You got to give up draft picks and you got to give up Dak as much as you don't want to.
You first will have to sign Dak to a contract, first of all. If I'm not taking Dak on a 1-year franchise tag, that the value is not the same. Russell Wilson is locked up for at least the next 3.
Does Dak come back healthy?
It's hard to say he doesn't.
That
man.
is a wild foot injury
It is a wild
for a
foot,
quarterback.
but they said it was a clean break. I don't see why it would be anything more than his natural rehab and him coming back strong. He's motivated.
Yeah,
He's definitely motivated. So I trust that Dak will come back strong.
I hope Dak comes back strong. I love Dak as my quarterback, but if there's a chance to get a quarterback like at the tier of Russell Wilson,
But you're giving away your organization.
I-
You're giving away.
you're not really.
You're giving. honestly,
not really.
you got to
If
give up.
you're giving up 2 draft picks,
Nah, it's gonna be 3,
They're saying 3,
and
man.
it might be 2 superstars with it.
Yeah, they're saying
So,
3.
then in that case, then no.
It's a hefty price.
In that case, no. But if I can get rid of Dak and I can get rid of 2 draft picks for Russell Wilson, I'm all in.
100%.
But you also
I am all
you
in.
also got to take into consideration that you trade all those players. Russ is a once in a generational player.
Mhm.
He's getting hit 350 plus times in the amount, and he's still taking his team to the playoffs.
Yeah.
He's still coming back healthy every year. So I mean, there's a big play for Russ, but I think he's just gonna stay.
Dak Prescott versus the Cowboys and Dak Prescott versus Jerry Jones. If you are Dak Prescott, how are you looking at the Cowboys?
You got to be hurt, first of all. As a 4th-round pick, he hasn't really seen quote-unquote real NFL money yet. You know what I mean? It's finally his time to see some real NFL money. It's not Dak Prescott's fault that Jerry Jones hasn't put a good team around him enough to where he maximizes free years, quote-unquote.
Okay.
You know what I mean? You got to maximize this player before. What did Kansas City do with Patrick Mahomes? Before they paid him, they put the pieces around him to win. They got to be able to win.
Yep.
Same thing with Russell Wilson. He won before his second year. He wasn't making any money. In the NFL, you have to win with cheap quarterbacks. When you have to pay the quarterback so much money, you're crippling the
The
franchise.
rest of the free team.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not Dak's fault. It's his turn. Pay the man his money.
Do you leave right away if Jerry Jones calls and just talks about Russell Wilson?
Yeah.
If you're Dak
100%.
Prescott,
100%. 100%.
you're
'Cause
done.
You got
Loyalty, right?
He went out there last season with the implications, knowing that he can either get hurt or get paid.
Mhm.
And it just so happened that it fell into Jerry Jones's lap that Dak got hurt.
100%.
But did it? I had this discussion with you towards the end of the season. I think that you needed. I think Dak needed to be hurt this season in order to get paid properly, because the Cowboys suffered,
And you seen his value.
and you saw his value so much.
I respect that, but Jerry Jones is probably the biggest swindler in all the sports.
That's
You know
awesome.
what I
but
mean? So
Dak has
he's
a really
bringing-
good agent.
Yeah, but he's bringing that to the table. You just
Cool.
got hurt.
And my agent is gonna put his leg up and be like, "All right, cool, go play with Andy Dalton." Go play with Andy Dalton, or the other backup. I don't even know his name.
I feel
I
you.
mean, if we're gonna talk about the real problem at hand, it's not gonna be Dak. It's not gonna be whether or not they're gonna get Russ. The Cowboys organization has been chasing for years.
Yes,
And
that's their problem.
the way it looked last year, Zeke didn't want to play.
No,
Cooper didn't want to play.
no.
It was only a couple players who wanted to play. That defense was looking horrible.
Yeah.
That team they're in first.
And I said last year, man, we are underestimating what Dak Prescott means to that team. That it is his best friend in this world is Ezekiel Elliott. If you treat my best friend like that, I'm not doing nothing for you.
Mhm.
You already paid me. What you gonna do? You gonna get rid of me? Okay, cool. Because guess what's gonna happen when you get rid of me? My best friend that I also held it down for is gonna be like, peace. And where do you go from there?
Dallas Jerry Jones need to give it up.
Jerry,
He does.
it's not that Jerry Jones needs to give it up. Jerry Jones needs to manage better and stop trying to be the it person. Manage. Become a manager.
But
You are not the leader. Be a manager.
he has that old mentality, man,
Yeah.
where he feels like I'm gonna put these guys together. I'm gonna pay them whatever I'm gonna pay them. They're gonna win, and it's gonna be okay. Players have so much more power now than they did when Jerry Jones was the man. You know what I mean? Players in the 90s. I mean, Emmitt Smith done held out, got paid. I understand that. But it just doesn't flow the same. You know what I mean? He feels like, it's a privilege to play for the Cowboys. That's not always the
It's
case.
not
It's a
anymore.
privilege
It's
to
not
have an
anymore.
NFL job. Don't
Yeah.
get it wrong.
Yes.
Because you know what I mean? You're in a small group
But
of
an
people.
individual team, not
Yeah,
anymore.
exactly.
Dallas is not America's team.
Exactly. They don't hold the same weight anymore. You know what I mean? Maybe in the 90s, okay. But it's not the time.
Yeah, but they still bringing up the 90s.
I know.
Like,
That's what Jerry Jones is hanging on to.
Listen, if you had a kid the last time the Cowboys won the championship, he's a college graduate right now.
Yeah.
It's over for that 90s stuff. You know what I mean? That stuff doesn't hold the same weight.
You're not seeing little kids wear Dallas Cowboys stuff no more, man.
It's not the same.
It's not.
the same.
It's not.
It's not the same, man.
Right.
It's all the old. It's all the guys that were teenagers when they won championships talking
Still,
all that now.
absolutely.
You know what I mean? It's not.
Right.
It's not the same.
This is a player that I like a lot, man, and I feel for him. I really do. I feel for him the position that he is, but I think he created a lot of his demons, and that's Cam Newton. I think the Cam Newton disrespect is so high, and it should not be because there's quarterbacks that declined a hell of a lot faster, don't have the accolades or anything near what he has done in this league, and for people to be, especially the kid in high school, to be disrespecting him the way he did, no,
I
you
don't
shouldn't
know,
allow that.
man. I see. Ooh, I'm glad you brought that up. That was not disrespectful.
Absolutely, it is.
And the reason why I say that is not disrespectful. If you've ever been on the field against someone else who's opposing, I don't care if you are Derek Jeter's my idol. If we playing each other, or if he's talking shit to me, I'm talking shit right back. Because that's my body, and that's exactly how we're doing it.
Nope.
He
Get to that level first before you talk to that person. Get to that level first.
It goes back to he's a human.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like, I don't care who you are.
I
You
get
could
that.
be the president of the United States, but if you're gonna
love that you said that.
If you're gonna be entertaining this little kid, because you're a grown ass man. If you think you're a grown ass man, why even entertain the little kid?
I mean, he handled it great though. Cam handled it great.
I mean, yeah, he started coming out of his family. You feel me?
You know, but he was. Let me take to you that like he tried to be an adult. He handled it. I feel like as good as someone that just gets brought into that handle. You know what I mean? He already had it on his shoulder. He know he had a bad NFL season. He know he's getting looked at as, damn, can he start again in the NFL? You know what I mean? So he's already holding on that weight on his shoulder. Granted, the Patriots ain't get him no weapons, and whatever happened last year. But
look, at the end of the day, that kid was wrong. You are not in the NFL yet. You have no place to speak to someone that is as accomplished as Cam Newton in that way. Bite your tongue.
So now,
bite your tongue.
Is it the same when we go to the basketball games and the football games and the baseball games and we wilding in the stands saying they suck and they trash and they not it? I mean, it's the same thing. It's the same.
That is a completely different environment. That is a completely different in that environment.
It was on the field.
And that the difference is, if I go to your school to help you or to help the people that are there, there's a different authority level.
Nah, I see what you're saying.
There's a different authority
I see what
level.
You're saying, like he went there to help the
To
kids.
learn.
It was a kid. Yeah, I understand that.
All right, there's a different authority level. I am there to help you. I am there to teach.
But you also got to remember, we only saw a portion of that video.
Cool.
We
You don't need to see.
We ain't see how it popped off.
Yeah.
We ain't see how it
fine.
started. It was just already them talking.
Mm-hmm.
So then that tells me two things about that kid. He is not ready for the next level, and he cannot handle when someone talks trash to him. So even if Cam talked trash to him, Cam could have been talking trash to him to see what is his mental is at. Where's his mental is
But
at.
respectfully, you can't judge a 15, 16-year-old kid. I know 15, 16-year-old kids who is really out there doing some bad things and they turn their lives around. You can't.
Absolutely.
Cam Newton,
I'm not judging the kid. I'm telling the kid he's wrong. I'm not judging the kid. I don't know the kid. But in this situation, he should have bit his tongue and said, hey, you know what? That guy is my elder. I don't like what he's saying, but I don't need to go home with it.
No, I see the point like you're making. I just feel like if they on the gridiron now, if they was in Walmart together, and we started buying on it, I'm gonna be like, yo, you're sweet. But they're on. There's a different set of rules when you get on.
When you're a competitor.
Sport
I love.
you're a
love
competitor.
some people let it get the best.
Competitive wise, you
did
do what you got to do.
He did OD. That kid did wild
As a
out.
competitor with the person you are competing against, you do what you have to do and talk that talk on the field in a game. I will never. I love trash talking. It is fun, but I know there's a time and a place and a person to. I can't be in a meeting with my Kia reps and they start talking about the differences between Toyota, Honda, blah blah blah, and I start trashing. Well, you start trash talking Kia. I can't do that.
Nah, yeah, I see what you mean.
I can't.
I just feel like it's a different set of rules when it comes to where they were at, like what they were doing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I understand. I feel your point 100%.
Again, man, I'm a big supporter of Cam. I just hated seeing that situation for him.
It's tough, man. He's just looked at it in the bad light right now.
Yeah.
Granted, the Patriots didn't do nothing to help him, so I don't want to blame his bad season solely on him because he didn't have nobody out there. You know what I mean?
Right.
He didn't have no offensive line. He didn't have no receiver.
They quit.
Weapons.
They quit on him.
Yes.
Like we said before, they quit on him.
A lot of their players opted out for COVID. You know what I mean? A lot of
Suckers.
It's
Nothing
the
but suckers
NFL,
in
and there's certain
in the
quarterbacks
Patriots team.
who could get figured out, and Cam is one of those quarterbacks that got figured out.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, 100%.
You know what I'm saying? He got figured out. It doesn't take away from the things he did in his career, but Cam is not going to be ever this. He's not going to be it no more. It just happens. It's football. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
no.
His time is done.
Yeah.
His time
At an elite level,
rightfully
it's
so.
time
His
is
time
at
is
an elite
at
level.
elite level. His time is done. There are better quarterbacks than him in the league.
But the right situation, man. Listen,
Don't whoa. We've seen
Listen,
Tom Brady.
that's what
We
I'm.
see Ryan
We've seen
Tannehill.
Tom Brady.
it's the
Ryan
right
Tannehill's
situation.
another one.
But the thing is Cam hasn't been on up in what, 3 seasons?
No.
I mean, granted he was hurt and everything, but it still takes a play like 3 seasons. You
No,
haven't
of
been
course.
healthy or playing good. I don't know if I
And
want to take
his
that.
accuracy always been an issue.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like, as a quarterback, if you're not working on certain things, you know what I mean? There's only so
Much you
So
can do.
yeah, you know what I mean?
There's
And
so much teams can take
he
up.
can't run as much anymore. His body's not the same, so
Hmm.
there's so much you could do. But let him back up Big Ben Roethlisberger, I mean, because
Look, man, Cam can also go to the Jets too. So
He ain't gonna
Oh,
do that.
Cam
no.
can also go to the Jets.
they need to keep Sam for that.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Keep Sam for that. He's probably
Sam-
end up in Washington with Ron Rivera,
Yeah,
to be honest.
that'll be wild.
I think
but I
that's-
think that'll be good for him.
I think that
I
might
think
be.
Ron can help him a lot. All right.
I think that might be it. That might be it for Cam.
Yeah.
That might be it for Cam. Washington might be the move for him.
All right. So we'll check back in, as we get closer to the season, and we start getting teams showing up to OTAs and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
All right.
We're going to have a regular year this year, hopefully.
The NBA in full effect. We got what? What is today? Seconds. We got what? 5 days until the All-Star game.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Oh,
Yeah, 4.
All-Star Weekend is
This
here.
is the 3rd
That
today.
shit's
It
trash.
is All-Star Weekend. When did that happen? First of all,
Trash.
Did
It shouldn't have happened, first of all.
Trash.
Okay.
It shouldn't have happened.
Trash.
Let's just start with that. It shouldn't have happened.
Cool. That's what we wanted to talk about. Should it have happened?
It shouldn't have
We're
happened.
all in agreement that it should not
It shouldn't
happen.
have
Not
happened.
happen.
First of all, the players were under the impression it would be an All-Star Week.
Yeah.
The players were under the impression,
Why are they playing?
same reason why Texas is opening.
Money,
That dollar.
money.
You know what I mean? That dollar.
So it shows that how these guys care more about the money than a lot of people think.
they'll get suspended too. You know what I'm saying?
But I would have taken the suspension.
But some players,
You know, suspend you if I told you and you had to go to the principal's office and you're sitting in the principal's office and you look down and it's LeBron, Kevin Durant, Anthony Davis,
Kawhi,
James
because he
Harden,
said something
Kawhi,
about it.
Giannis. If those players all stuck together, you're telling me that Silver was suspending them?
But the thing is, it's
He knows where his money's buttered.
It's the All-Star game. You feel me? So
I get it.
these teams lose these players. That's big implications. A team could go from the 4th seed to the 7th, face a team that they're not going to beat
Mhm.
when they could have stood at the 5th or the 6th and faced a team that they probably had a better chance.
Mhm.
So there's a lot that goes behind it. Players just can't be like, I'm going to sit, and now they're hurting their team. They're still your team. You know what I'm saying? That's
But-
your team.
But if the Players Association, they had to have called a meeting and say, hey, we are not playing.
But
No, they said they were playing. That's the problem.
listen,
That's what I'm saying.
but when
They
you're-
should have said together.
when
we are
the head
not
of the
playing.
Players Association is on the side of the NFL, of the NBA, was what so much you could do. They asked Chris Paul about it, and what did Chris Paul say? You know what I mean?
Mhm.
We have obligations, blah blah blah. He took the business side,
Yeah.
and it's sad, but it's the truth.
The corporate side. Yeah. it
You
is.
know what I mean? He literally stood up there and said, like, him and LeBron were supposed to be so cool. LeBron's back talking NBA this weekend. The next week, Chris Paul is right there with him talking about we need to play the game. We have obligations. Like, they're not on the same side. When the head of the Players Association isn't with the players, what you gonna do?
Yeah.
Literally, what you gonna do? Players are gonna back it in, though. I'll tell you that right now. I really think the quality of the game is gonna be diminishing because when LeBron already said it, Kawhi already said it, Giannis already said it. That's three big
But not
dogs.
only that, people not realizing these players are going down with injuries, right? So you got KD's not playing. You got AD's not playing. LeBron's sitting out tonight, right? They play tonight.
You say yes, and not tonight.
Hey,
First game.
he might.
Yeah.
Miami hurts
Yeah.
now. I'm not playing in the All-Star game. Like,
They-
there's ways around it.
They
you know
are
what I'm
laying
saying?
out the blueprint. I
But
didn't even
yeah.
realize until you just said that. Cause I forgot.
All of them
LeBron
are out until after the All-Star break.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So
There
now
has
does
to be
that
some
shape up
correlation.
our next issues? Those guys sitting out. So let's talk about winners and losers of that game. Who's winning, the West or the East?
I mean, honestly, at this point, I don't even know. Because the East got Tatum starting. He hasn't done anything for Boston. He's been looking like a dud. You play 38 minutes, you score 9 points, get 2 rebounds and 1 assist, you're not a superstar.
And
Sorry.
you're the top
Tatum-
dog.
Tatum shows up
And
in
you're-
big games, though.
It's 38 minutes, though. You got to give me more than
Yeah.
2 assists.
You're
You my
top
superstar.
dog. You're top dog.
I'm going to the All-Star game, and you telling me you only giving me 9 points, 2 rebounds, and an assist? Nah, I'm good on that. You could have just played on the bench.
You could have, and still done the same.
I'm gonna be
Okay.
real.
So where you going?
I feel like with all the back stuff, all this other stuff going on, I feel like Steph Curry's about to put on the show. His team is borderline in it, so you know what I mean. The championship outlook for the Warriors is not realistic. Everyone's gonna be watching. I feel like Steph Curry's gonna put on the show, and he's gonna bring the West to the.
So
to the
for you, the
victory.
West. I'm gonna go with the
Yeah,
West.
man.
also.
I think Steph Curry's gonna could easily put up 40 in the picture.
You took the East. You took the East early.
I
when
took
we
the-
talked.
Yeah,
You
I
still
took
keeping the East.
Yeah, I might as well because
Okay.
if you think Steph is nice, don't get me
Mhm.
wrong, he could snap at any minute.
Mhm.
But that East is different.
No, and they're stacked.
And AD's not playing.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
there's some players on there that can really do damage to the West. But if Curry was out, it don't matter. Who's
Listen,
playing.
it's hard to fight somebody when you 2 points. You get 2 points, 2 points, 2 points, 3 from half court. You know what I mean? On the other side, it's deflating when you're working to get a bucket and your boys gonna pull up on the other side from 40. No
Yeah.
problem.
Now they
Easy.
gonna drop it because you know the All-Star game, there ain't no defense at all.
Yeah, not until like the fourth quarter. 100%, 100%. But I think Steph Curry's gonna put on the show.
Who wins MVP?
For the All-Star game,
Yeah. Who wins MVP for the All Star game? Wow.
if LeBron plays, he's gonna win the MVP.
He's gonna pack it in. I don't really think he's gonna put in the effort.
He
I feel
doesn't
like
even need to put in the effort.
there's only gonna be about like the young kids, their first All Stars. You know what I mean? The first time All Stars. Luka, second time All Star. I feel like those kind of players are gonna like.
I think
put on the
Nikolai
show.
Djokovic is gonna win the MVP.
See, and that's kind of crazy, but it makes sense because it's the same standard for him.
Yeah.
Denver's a good team, but nobody's really looking at them to be playing in June.
Nope.
You know what I mean? So this is like their big game. So
Yeah.
I can see Jokic going off for a triple double.
Yeah.
25, 30 points.
Especially players are backing out. There's no need for him to back out. He
Yeah.
gets to showcase that, yo, you guys need to be watching us.
Yeah, I can see that.
I think he's gonna show up.
I can see Jokic.
Look, man, I was slightly wrong about Anthony Davis, but I don't think I'm wrong about this. Anthony Davis, Antonio Brown.
Big wrong about Antonio
Hey,
Brown.
man.
Big wrong about Antonio Brown.
He had like 7 yards and 1 touchdown. I was close. I was 100 yards away and 1 touchdown away. All right, I'll eat that.
Okay, I'll let you. Got to get your prediction back.
All right. So come on, Djokovic, keep me in there. All right.
It's gonna be a wash down game. All right. The excitement level. I mean, it's a sloppy event. First of all,
Watching.
this I might watch. You know what I mean? Bits and pieces this Sunday night. But the skills
I'll tell you
competition
what, that
before the
Rising
game.
Star competition is gonna be fun.
But it's having everything mixed up, bro. The dunk contest at halftime. That's some janky promotion
Well,
type
yeah.
stuff. You know what I mean?
Dunk
Like,
contest at halftime is
come
because they only
on.
have like 3 players.
but it's
I would have it at halftime too.
Come on, bro. It's just a
Matter
whole.
of fact, I would have had it as the intro. You know how they always get that
Pregame.
But that's how they doing the skills
Yeah.
challenge before the game.
Fourth quarter intermission.
Oh my god!
It's a
no
janky
way.
production. The whole All Star Weekend is that the mayor of Atlanta already telling people don't come over here. You know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
it's a janky production, bro. It's the NBA did bad. The NBA from going to trend setting and starting the bubble, the virtual fans to looking this foolish. It's kind of crazy.
Look, man, they didn't start that virtual fans. They took that from Vincent Kennedy.
McMahon.
McMahon.
Okay, I'm sorry, but to
Alright.
make it flourish the way the NBA
Alright.
did.
Nah, yeah, they did.
You know what I mean? During the bubble, Like the virtual fans, that was half the bubble experience.
That was wild.
The NBA
was
killed
wild.
that. The NBA
Alright.
killed that.
Baseball and their cardboard cutouts wasn't cutting.
Come on.
I mean, they can't really do nothing.
Come on.
All their stuff is outside.
Yeah.
Nah, you could have done something.
It's not the same. It's not the same.
It would not have
Yeah.
been the same. I think this, but it worked for them.
Yeah,
It
they have
worked for them.
they have the disadvantage. They have the
It worked for
disadvantage.
them. It did.
But the NBA flourished with that. They looking bad with this Jakey All-Star Game production. Sad. NBA going outside.
Let's go to the regular season. Who's your top teams right now?
Listen, I'm gonna be honest.
Who's number one, Rand?
The number one team in the NBA right now, to me, is the Brooklyn Nets, just because they're so scary.
Yeah.
Offensively, you know what I mean? They're just so scary,
Bro.
They have two unguardable players, bro. And once Kyrie acknowledged James Harden is the better point guard on this team than I am,
They've been snapping.
Wheels up.
They've been
You
snapping.
know what I mean? And you got to respect them for what they are. They're the most dangerous team, and they don't even have their best player because, you know what I mean? KD 30 out the gate. You know what I'm saying? So I got to get Brooklyn is the scariest team right now. But Philadelphia is, bro.
Who would have thought?
Joel Embiid is literally dominating.
Are they the Utah and are they the
Yes. Atlanta Hawks? Yes. That is the Sixers. The problem is, and this is what I keep trying to explain to people, the Sixers are in the East. They face Brooklyn. I understand Embiid is nice. He cannot guard Kyrie. He cannot guard Harden. And he cannot guard KD. So you pick one. You pick two. You guard two. You still got one. So if KD's dropping 30, Kyrie's dropping 15, and Harden's dropping 20, the Sixers don't got that type of firepower.
No, they don't.
They don't.
They don't.
So
They
the
don't.
Sixers are just irrelevant to me. Like,
They don't.
that team is not it. To me, that's my opinion. I've seen people who brought up great points, but I just don't see it.
Okay, so Philly's better than the rest of the East because I don't want to talk about Milwaukee. You know what I'm saying?
You're done with the Giannis Buck train.
I'm done. They
So
are
you
not
sell,
good
sell,
enough.
sell.
They are not good enough. Get them out of here.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
What do they have to do?
Get another good player because Drew Holiday obviously isn't it.
Nah, when they play with Drew they play better.
But they're not a threat. Nobody's scared of them, bro. It's you pack the paint and Giannis isn't giving you much. You know what I mean? Like the book is out on him.
He got paid.
Yeah, the book is out on him.
He got paid.
You know what I'm saying? So to be honest, the Eastern Conference is a 2-team race.
Yeah. It is 76ers and Brooklyn Nets.
Yo,
Yeah.
I keep saying this. People, if Miami gets healthy, people are counting them out.
No, we're not counting them out. We're counting them out for their situation right now.
I'm counting them out.
I'm not.
100%. I'm a part of the small group that feels like last year was a fluke.
But
You know what I mean?
did you see how Jimmy put out?
And Jimmy Butler's playing great. You know what I mean? And I understand
And they got
that.
a lot of players hurt.
They do, but where are they at? What are they gonna do? You know what I'm saying? It's like, how good can they really be?
Maybe we're gonna see playoff time.
I
We're gonna see if they 100% healthy. Remember, I said Miami is a sleeper. They are a sleeper.
They've been
too.
a sleeper.
The Knicks too. People sleeping. The Knicks.
yo.
The Knicks sleep.
Shout out to Ted first of all. We're gonna talk Knicks because from the beginning of the season, Ted was on us. You know what I'm saying? As a Knicks fan, I'm happy we're showing improvement. And to be honest, we're not a threat yet, in my opinion. You know what I mean? We're still missing something.
But y'all can still knock a good team out.
Yeah, but like,
Absolutely.
who's considered a good team? We can't beat Brooklyn. We can't beat Philly in the playoffs.
You're beating the Bucks, I think, and I think that how you're gonna. I think you're gonna fight Boston.
I honestly don't see why
Boston.
everyone is so scared of the Sixers.
See, it's not even that we're scared. It's just when you come to playoffs, it's about the dominant playoffs and the dominant players, right? In the playoffs.
But if Mitch can play defense and down low and they stop Embiid, there's no one on that. You telling me Ben Simmons?
They're not stopping
Embiid.
Embiid.
Bro,
They're not
I
stopping
love
Embiid.
Mitchell Robinson's potential. That boy is dog food against Embiid, bro. He's too
They're
big and
not.
too
They're
for
not stopping
every
Embiid.
center in the NBA.
Let's not. It's just, we understand it's the 76ers.
Yeah,
but let's
man.
not take away anything
Listen.
from Joel Embiid right now.
The way he's playing,
I'm just saying.
We're not going to
if
downplay
you
Joel
look
Embiid
at
like
the
he's some
Sixers,
kind of bum in the play.
it's
That
different.
man plays.
It's different in the playoffs though.
And he
Yeah.
showed up
You
in the
got-
playoffs.
Your minutes shrink, so
Mhm.
now you're only playing against superstars and all stars and really good role players. So the minutes are shrinking, or the players are shrinking. So it's like Can Philly, if they get stopped, if Joel Embiid does not score, can Philly even compete?
They can't because they play defense. Look at all the rankings. Ben Simmons is like one of the best defenders in the NBA right now. As much as people want to hate on Ben Simmons, he's one of the best defenders in the NBA right now. Tobias Harris is a really solid defender.
They're buying in.
Yeah, they
They're
can play.
buying
They can
into
play
defense.
defense. They can play
They
defense.
understood last
They
year.
can play
Their
defense,
one thing
man.
that hurt them 2 years in a row. What hurt them was their defense.
And we can't keep experience means something. When they're in the conference championship and they have Doc Rivers as their coach, that means something. You know what I mean? The experience in the playoffs means something, from the coaching to the players.
Forgot about that Doc Rivers.
Yeah,
point. That's a
man.
great
Listen,
point.
people don't like Doc for whatever, but he's
It's
there.
not that people don't like Doc. It's just you've seen what Doc has had.
Yeah, and he's
Yeah,
under.
but he hasn't, and he's underachieved
Yep,
by far.
yep.
Tom is the same
Yep.
thing. You know what I'm saying? You've seen what they've had, and they've underachieved. So.
Maybe he learned from his mistakes, man.
Let's get it. All right.
I like Philly, but still, Brooklyn is.
I wanted to keep it to 3. I got to my 4th one, and I was like, we might have something here. So, top 3 MVPs, top 4 MVPs.
MVPs or the best players in the league right now?
Who's ahead of the MVP race? Who's
Oh,
in that
that's-
race? I know you have Harden.
Nah, not for MVP. If we talking about best player in the league right now, I'm gonna take Harden. But we talking about MVP, man.
You think Harden's the best player right now in the
Yeah.
NBA, but not the MVP?
Yeah, because he didn't. Remember when he was with Houston, he didn't. I mean, it's all season.
Yeah.
If anyone's gonna win MVP, if it's not gonna be Curry, LeBron. Like it goes back to the simple fact is that man is old as dirt.
Mm-hmm.
Like people don't realize how old LeBron really is. He's old
For NBA.
and he's still balling.
Nah, he's still dominating. I mean, he still can't hit a fourth quarter free throw to save his life, but he
never has been.
No, but he's still a standard. You know what I mean? And it's insane. Now listen, with AD going out, he keeps them afloat. He dominates the MVP race. He just has to keep them afloat. If they sink bottom half of the Western Conference standings, you can't give me.
They sink every time.
I know, but I'm saying that's what I'm saying. He has to keep them afloat.
Third place.
Keep them afloat. He has to keep them afloat.
And
the two teams that are above them, it's insane to think that Phoenix and Utah.
Oh my God!
When was the last time you saw that?
I want to say the Jordan era. Utah, Phoenix,
That was it.
top of the standards in the West.
Right?
Standards in the West.
Oh my goodness!
But that could all be wiped away fast, man. Utah.
We're talking about
and it's
playoffs.
not. It's literally 1, 2, 3 games.
Playoffs
And
is
it
definitely
switches.
gonna be different. So.
Yeah, man.
Absolutely.
Utah wiped themselves out by the end of the season.
Let's play buy or sell with these teams. 76ers, we buying or we selling?
I'm buying.
So,
All right.
I'm buying.
Sell, huh?
I'm a Bronx native. I'm from New York. There's no way I'm ever buying on any Philly team.
Bro, but
They can hold that.
You can't do
All
that
right,
because
fair.
they're at that level right
All
now.
right. We selling and buying. I'm buying. Brooklyn, buying.
Buying.
We got about Brooklyn.
Milwaukee, selling.
We're definitely selling more.
All right.
Man, it's-
Boston.
I'm selling you.
You know what? We gotta wait. They
All right.
gotta do something. I mean, I know they still blaming Kyrie
Let's
2 years later, but I think that if Tatum can turn, because we in the second half now, so things can definitely turn around.
Mhm.
I think if Tatum turns around his game, it sucks Marcus Smart is out. He was a big piece, but if Tatum can turn his game around, I'm gonna buy on Boston. If he can't, then I'm selling him. That's how I did with the Knicks last time. I wasn't buying on them until they got a good player.
Fair.
So,
All right.
I'm selling Boston.
New York.
I'm buying.
New York Knicks in the 5th spot.
Listen, 500 basketball right now.
Yes.
Thibodeau got the young boys playing good.
Yes.
He can't figure out rotation at point guard, but we're gonna let that come.
All
We're
right.
gonna let that come. But if we make a move and we acquire the proper shooting guard to take over, I feel like we could be really good, man. Listen,
just say what you want to say. If we get Bradley,
bring Bradley Beal to New York.
Yeah, that's what you want.
Bring Bradley Beal to New York.
I know what you
RJ
way.
Barrett, Alfred Payton.
Find a way to
Next
get
year's
Bradley
first.
Beal in New
'Cause
York.
remember, we got 2 firsts. We got Dallas
Mhm.
Mavericks first round pick. That Porzingis trade.
Giving away RJ.
I'm giving up. Listen,
Yeah, I'm not giving up RJ.
what is Washington gonna take? They're not gonna take pennies.
But I'm not
we gotta
giving up
give
RJ.
We gotta give up a young, promising
It's-
player.
Y'all got
Wild to give up
Yeah,
RJ.
we got a lot of picks.
Y'all got forwards.
Listen, if
I don't
Washington
think
was,
it's
is that silly,
I'm not either.
if Washington is that silly to take a deal without RJ Barrett, then so be it. But I'm just being realistic. If I'm Washington, you gonna come to the door. You're not gonna give me
I'm
nothing
giving
less than
you
a shooter.
Obi.
No, you got to give me a guard. You gonna take our best guard? I need a guard. I need a guard with promise.
Okay.
If you Washington, I'm
Yeah,
saying.
nah.
I'd love to get Bradley Beal for the low. It's just like, bro, he the league leading scorer. He's dying on the court every night.
Every night.
Every night. He's
But
dying on the court.
He's always been a baller. Everyone knew he was a baller.
For sure. But now he's like taking the next step. You know what I mean?
Let's go through the West. Utah.
Sell.
I'm selling Utah too.
Big sell on Utah. They're not gonna hit 20.
Phoenix.
So,
I'm gonna buy.
only reason why I'm gonna tell you I'm gonna sell on Phoenix is because there's something brewing there. Booker he's mad at something. There's something wrong with him. He's getting too hot lately, and he's gonna do something that the ramifications might hurt that team in the future.
Yeah.
Honestly. He's wild.
I'm just selling based off Chris Paul's playoff name. You're not like he hasn't done it in the playoffs.
I don't need him in the playoffs now.
I know you
I
don't
have
need him in the
Booker.
playoffs right now, but that's somebody that's never done it.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
But I can teach you.
How can you teach somebody to do something you can't do? Why is Chris Paul going to teach somebody to
Because we know Chris Paul is a better teacher than he is a ball player.
I know, but how is he going to teach you to perform in the position where he hasn't performed?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Chris Paul's a legendary teacher. He's one of the best player coaches I've literally watched play.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it's hard for me to believe that Chris Paul's going to help me get to this championship level when he's had plenty of opportunity, man. And he's folded every time in the playoffs.
Okay. Lakers.
I gotta buy until something happens.
I'm buying and then selling if AD dies.
Yeah, but you got.
And then the Clippers.
Oh, we selling the Clippers. I'm selling the Clippers, man.
I'm gonna buy on the Clippers.
I think if there's one team that can stop the Lakers, it's probably gonna be the Clippers.
See, but how they're not showing me enough, man.
Yeah.
And the same thing applies to Paul George. It applies to Chris Paul for me. You got to show me you could do it when it's time to do it.
Fair.
You know what I'm saying? Like, Paul George has disappointed a lot of teams come playoff time, mainly on his teams, but he's disappointed a lot.
Okay. So, guys, we're getting ready to wrap up. My last topic is on the NBA changing its logo. Its current logo has been standing for over 50 years, 1969, Jerry West. Now, it's never, ever been recognized at Jerry West at the NBA level until 2017, where it finally came forward.
Mm-hmm.
Jerry West does not like the fact that how he is considered to be the logo for the NBA. He does not like it. He doesn't care if he loses it. He has made suggestions that it should be Kareem with the skyhook, should be Michael Jordan with Jumpman, or LeBron James with breakaway dunk. Those are the three things that he suggested. Recently, Kyrie Irving made the comments that Black Kings made the league and we should change the logo to Kobe Bryant.
Yo, I love Kobe. I'm all for changing the logo, but I do not believe they should change the logo to Kobe, because God rest his soul, if he wasn't dead, people would not be saying that.
Nobody
would be saying
Nobody
Kobe should be the logo.
Nobody would be.
Now, if we're going to talk about Black Kings built the league, then that's when you recognize someone like Kareem. You know what I'm saying? That's all for it. Kobe did not build the league. People need to get away from that.
Yes.
God rest his soul, he died. People were juicing his, feel me? But he did not build the league. The league was built by founders like Kareem. You know what I'm saying? That's just...
I would love to see Kareem skyhook on the logo.
That's
I
fine.
don't need the logo to be changed. I'm going to watch basketball.
It should be Jerry West because it's been Jerry West.
Yes.
For a team to change their logo and to change their uniforms is one thing. For an entire league to change their logo, you know what I mean? And I feel the same way. Like, Kobe is a sensitive subject. Everybody loves Kobe. Okay, I get it. But if you're gonna change it, you got to do somebody with more accolades. You know what I mean? There's other players, and it's not gonna be Kobe. Sorry, Kobe fans.
All right. Look, man, I'm on board. Leave the logo the way it is.
Yeah, 100%.
We didn't have a logo. We didn't have a logo issue last year. We didn't have a logo issue 2 years ago.
Mhm.
Why do we have a logo issue now? There's
100%.
been black people in the league for how many years? For the
100%.
same 50 plus years.
100%.
And we didn't decide to change it anytime then. And
It's
it's
just
just the cancel culture that we're on right now. We need to be careful.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys don't mind, I'm gonna wrap it up real quick about that cancel culture and tie it into everything that we went on today.
Mm-hmm.
Our cancel culture that we are on right now is a very dangerous game we are playing, and we are going to get everything canceled. Anything that has a picture on it, anything that has a person of any standard, we're not going to see that anymore. We are going to see statues that look like us. We are going to see statues that are iconic to us. We are going to see statues that are truly meaning of something come down. These, our future, our children, our children's children are not going to be able to see things that how motivate them. These are things that are put in places to motivate you. Guess what? If you want to be the logo, show me you want to be the logo. But until then, I'm not changing the logo. I love Kareem, and does he deserve to be the logo? Maybe. Michael Jordan? Maybe. LeBron? Maybe. Does he deserve it? Why? Because they're black?
Leave it as is.
That's not a good enough reason.
Leave it as is.
All right. Remember, the logo itself was never put in place because somebody went to Jerry West and said, "Hey, we want to make you the face of the NBA." No, the person that created the logo literally just liked the way that Jerry West moved and created the silhouette of him.
Mm-hmm.
There was nothing behind it. Be careful of the cancel culture. Be careful of the things that we are canceling because it's a direct reflection of us, you know. Again, be careful of the cancel culture. Be careful of what we are canceling because whether it be you're pro right or you are pro left, it's going to be looked at, and they're going to find something that we hold dear, or we are going to continue to find something they hold dear, and it's not going to end well.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we are positioning ourselves to be in a civil, social media war. And that's not a place that how this country needs to be.
Yeah.
We need a ton of healing. We need a ton of understanding. We need a ton of listening to each other and be more honest with each other and be more open with each other. And those honest conversations need to start with everyday just environments. You see your workplace. You know the people that you work with. You know that how a lot of them might not have the same views as you, but a lot of them are having really good hearts.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we need to pay attention to. You can change someone's view by reaching their heart. Reach the people's heart, man. Have a good night, y'all.
Have a good night.
Peace.
Peace.